Hi guys, I thought I would just make a little video for you. I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys on what kind of snacks I bring to work, what kind of things do I eat on a daily basis. So I thought I would just make a little video with simple daily substitutions that I make that have really helped me lean out. So to start this video, I want to clarify I am not a certified nutritionist. I am not a certified dietitian. I have no kind of official certification in this at all. This is just what has worked for me personally in terms of how I balance my macronutrients and what has really helped me lean out while doing Beachbody programs. So when I say macronutrients, I mean your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. So I have found that cutting back on carbs and then doing more protein has really helped. And I don't mean cutting out the calories that you get from carbs, just replace that with protein. And I'm not saying carbs are bad at all. I mean, you need them for energy. They're totally necessary to get through the workouts. But I've just found that doing more protein has really helped. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is Chobani non-fat plain yogurt. So I am obsessed with this stuff. I'll replace butter, sour cream, whipped cream, all of it. I mean, I'll just do Chobani non-fat plain yogurt instead. It's a great source of protein, and it's lower in sugars compared to other yogurts. And when I say Chobani yogurt, I mean just the plain. I don't mean the vanilla or the strawberry. I think it tastes delicious, and it's a great way to replace fatty things like butter and, replace that with protein. So this is something you definitely want to still eat, though, in moderation, in proportions, because, too much of anything isn't good, obviously, and it can get kind of high in sugar if you do too much of it. So just because you're thinking you're replacing with yogurt doesn't mean you can just gorge yourself on it. But I'll dip veggies in there, I'll dip fruit in there, and it's a great little protein boost. So what I replace kind of salty snacks with, like chips or something like Cheetos, I'll just do veggies. So meal prep, obviously really important. At the beginning of the week, I will chop up tomatoes, peppers, onions, I'll bring carrots, I'll chop up some cucumbers, anything I can get my hands on basically, and I will dip any kind of vegetables in cottage cheese or the Chobani non-fat plain yogurt or hummus. So, this is something that's going to fill you up, and it's good, and it's replacing something, salty and fatty and carby like chips. So that's something I do every day. And then also for people who have a sweet tooth, fruit. So everyone's like, oh, but there's sugar in fruit. Well, there's sugar in everything, but at least it's natural sugar, and you can monitor it by how much you're eating. You're not just going to eat a whole roll of Starburst, not being able to control yourself, whereas like if you eat an apple, when it's gone, and that's a serving size, and you didn't go overboard. So that's something I'll do, and I'll even dip fruit in cottage cheese, the Chobani non-fat plain yogurt, even in hummus sometimes. I mean, I'll mix it up. So that's something else I do. Next, this one's a hard one for me because I absolutely love cereal, but instead of cereal, I'll replace it with Shakeology. You guys have heard me talk about Shakeology a lot. I won't go into that, but it's got more protein than any kind of cereal. It's got less carbs. It doesn't have, it's not like it's zero carbs. It does have carbs, but it's less, and it's less sugar. So I know when I pour a bowl of cereal, I don't measure out 1 cup of cereal and pour my milk in. I'll just fill the bowl. I mean, however big the bowl is, that's what I'll fill. And that'll work out to like 50 grams of carbs. I mean, and that's just in the first hour of the day. So I'll try and replace cereal with something like a Shakeology or an omelet. So I actually use the Egg Beaters brand egg beaters, and I'll make a huge omelet. I'll chop all kinds of veggies, and I'll throw a little cayenne pepper in there, a little non-fat cheese. I'll even chop up a turkey sausage, and so that's another great protein boost right away at the beginning of the day. Next thing I replace is, instead of using regular milk, I'll use almond milk. So I drink a ton of milk. I'll have a Shakeology, and I'll even have 1 or maybe even 2 protein shakes throughout the day. So I'll have one as a snack and then one right after I work out. So that'll add up to a lot of milk. And, for 1 cup of almond milk, I get the Silk unsweetened brand. It's less than 1 carb per cup of milk. And if you use regular milk, there's like 18 grams or something like that of carbs in 1 cup of regular milk. So that's a big difference that I make, and I think it tastes delicious as well. So definitely check that out. Something else to cut back on carbs is I'll use lettuce for almost everything. So instead of, making a wrap with, a pita bread or bread, I will just use lettuce. So you can make a lettuce wrap. I did that with tacos. I used turkey ground beef. I did tomatoes and peppers, onions, some non-fat cheese, and then instead of topping it off with sour cream, I topped it off with the Chobani non-fat plain yogurt. So it tasted so good. They're like these little taco lettuce wraps, and it was way high in protein, way low on carbs, way low on fat. So definitely try something like that, making little substitutions with lettuce. Next thing is Arctic Zero ice cream. So you guys have probably seen me promote this in the group. You can still eat ice cream on a daily basis and not feel guilty about it or lose your progress. So actually Shannon introduced this to me. It's I think like 150, maybe even less than that calories per pint. So, you know, if you're having one of those days when you want to eat the whole container of ice cream, you can do it and not feel guilty. There's absolutely no fat in there. There's more protein in there than there would be in regular ice cream. And considering that it's ice cream, it's way low on carbs. So definitely something else to check out. I just get it at the local grocery store, so look for that one. Something else I just get at the local grocery store is PB2. So that's the powdered peanut butter. And instead of mixing it with water, I'll actually do a little bit of almond milk. So I can eat that stuff plain. I love peanut butter, and then I looked at the label of a Jif container one day, and I was just heartbroken. It's just loaded with fat, and if you look at what a serving size is, it's such a small amount of peanut butter, and it is just loaded with fat. So for PB2, it's like 5 carbs, 5 of protein. I think maybe even less fat per 2 tablespoons. So it's no guilt peanut butter. Everybody loves peanut butter, so definitely check that one out. And I'll even throw that in my protein shakes. So that's basically the main substitutions I make. I'm not saying you should make all these substitutions every day. I'm not saying no carbs, but I'm just letting you know this is something I kind of do and what works for me. And please also take into consider portions. You know, people will think, oh, this is healthy, but doesn't mean you can just gorge yourself on it. Check out the label. Check out what a portion size is. Maybe try measuring it out once. See what it actually looks like. So that's basically everything I do. I hope you guys got some pointers out of this and this helps. All right, bye.